I made a mistake by saying workshop.
He's been corrected, he stands corrected.
Without it.
I didn't want to go to the meeting, I thought it was a workshop.
Everybody else be here. Okay, so that's over with. So we're just gonna put this off until next week to vote on, or do you wanna vote on
Right,
this?
but next week we vote on it.
My suggestion is the policies are great, I don't wanna print a piece of paper. Let's adopt the policies are great, and we won't be copying down 298 language that might be,
Well,
we
just
need to start going
add
through
to
and saying,
Right,
yeah,
that's
I
what we
agree
have.
with that, yeah, let's make that a bylaw. You know, I got
Right,
these
here's
little
Right,
templates
here we
for
go.
motions where we can just
Right,
put
I got
anything we
those
want
too.
on it, we can write all these on here, I like that, yeah, let's use it.
Okay. Okay, so, we're not adopting this right now.
No,
Okay, we'll put this over here. We did get the deal to, we're voting on, what do we do with the road and bridge thing?
Okay, I went to, with Brown and Williams, and I was told it had to be a mistake, it's not active, it's inactive, so we need to get that clear.
Okay.
okay, so
And,
since we agreed to make it clear,
Okay,
we were gonna
Sherry,
send a letter.
Sherry's here, can you talk on that?
Cheryl.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am, do you wanna come up here? I don't wanna hold you up, you're going back to work.
I can address that question. I saw the form that we fill it out every year, looked on it, and it states that it's active. I know that with them, you're actually considered inactive because there's no activity. It's my understanding that we're not part of file the filing fee because there is no activity. So I don't know if that means it's active but inactive, that it's in that position so that the entity doesn't go away in case the landowners choose to use it in the future. So
I don't.
the fee's not being paid. There's no fee being paid, my understanding, but you just report to the
Well, I
state so
think
that
it should
it's
go
not.
back to inactive instead of active.
I can call and ask the manager for the state to
Whatever we
see.
gotta do, we want it back to the inactive.
It's my understanding it is inactive because not having to file the annual filing fee, and we file that report, the report's been filed every year, so that, excuse me?
I'm sorry, I think we already voted to do that, to make it inactive and get rid of it.
To completely close that.
No, closing is dissolving. It's not being dissolved, it's being made inactive.
Okay.
You'd like to dissolve it, but you have to have it inactive for a number of years to make
Been
it
inactive since
dissolvable.
'73. The only person
But it's
that I
never
know was on that
legally
original
been
project.
registered or closed paper-wise. Legally, it's still active, even though it hasn't done anything. There's a difference.
Well, first of all, in my opinion, the roads will never get done out here. We don't have the money to do them. We're just maintaining what we have at this point, the through roads. And the county, we pay all this money to the county, and, eventually the county will have to take that over.
You wanna sign that? We agreed we were signing it and handing it in, let's do it. I don't know, it's not on letterhead, maybe it needs to be redone. Oh, it is on.
Tom, what did you say? What did you say?
It needs to be on the letter.
What is it you're signing?
The thing we agreed to last,
Roads,
on Monday.
it was active and it's been inactive since 1973.
okay.
But what she's saying, it needs to be on a letterhead.
Well, we wrote who
It's
it's
on
from,
the
so.
letterhead, Mrs. Miles, do you want to sign this? If you don't, then Carl, you sign it?
Well, she agreed last time to send it out, so I would think she'd wanna sign it.
So we have to sign it again? When it goes on a copy and a letterhead?
We'll just send this one, what's the difference?
Doing things right?
What I want to know is, was your signature on that? How did it get active? If it had your name on it, the thing we had.
Everything, they post things on a yearly basis. Yeah,
Will you keep those together and we'll get that mailed out?
because I was
Or
not.
do you want me to throw it in the mailbox?
Active.
Here, it's probably better from you, you're the, it'll have your,
I need to get a little closer, I guess. Watch out and throw it in. down. Okay, so that's done, right? Ms. Williams, is there something you want to say that are we keeping, do you
No, you're
want,
not keeping me.
you're here on your own accord?
Yes,
Okay, no problem.
I'm fine.
You want to sign in to talk to,
No, sir, I'm not on, if the workshop meeting, I'm not on the agenda.
it's a real meeting here, we just don't have an accountant, or you're not, well, you're present here now, but we don't have, the attorney, and we're allowed to have a meeting without, as long as we have, Aaron here to do the minutes. It's an official meeting. Okay, what was the next time we were doing here? So you have nothing to say, is what you're saying, you're here
I
as
just
a,
want to-
okay,
Okay, can I throw one out there?
go right ahead.
All right, I think this will make it a little more
Okay.
clear. Some of the things that we've said in here, we're not really clear if we passed it or not. We have this huge discussion. We'll even make a first and second, and we don't have a vote, so it's not legally a motion. If we use a form, it doesn't have to be this form. I just brought this form, printed them out, and started writing out things I want to change on here. But whoever's keeping the minutes can easily read after what came up and take better minutes. Also, you can quickly make notation on here of if it was voted on, who voted which way, and so that's why I did that. And until this piece of paper comes off the table or it's been filled out, we know where it stands, and we can cram it in a notebook and start back over. Anybody can, if we put these on the website, anybody could sponsor one, or get one of us to sponsor one, but
That's fine with me, because that's in the minutes though, but you're saying we need to make this an official when you,
it's just an easier way to deal with it. I'm just pointing out if we have a form, and I would love to put one on the internet that can be filled out by people, and they can try to get one of us to sponsor it, to bring it up at the meeting. But one of the things that we're trying to do is save money, is have these meetings without our paid employees, and subcontractors usually don't charge us, but in case where they would, or officers at the meeting to save money. So I move to create a verbal agreement to existing contracts that eliminates the mandatory attendance and payment for attendance of board meetings. Acceptance of this clause is a requirement for future employment by Coquina Water Control District. Did you follow that?
yes, I did.
Can I get a second?
I'll second that motion.
Let's have a vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
All
I don't
opposed?
comprehend what is going on here right now.
Okay,
Explain it to me.
let me start over. You know how we were trying to say, okay, if we're gonna have a meeting with the engineer to figure something out, let's invite the engineer over, specify a date, advertise it, whatever, and we'll have just him here. When we have questions for the lawyer, we'll have just the lawyer here. Maybe we only need to see the engineer once a year, the lawyer twice a year, the accountant once a year, or 5 times a year, whatever it is. But we'll designate that time in order to save money for that one particular person. We have a meeting to discuss, because we're doing too many topics, it's getting too long. We don't need the engineer at $60 an hour to listen to something that the lawyer's telling us, and the lawyer certainly doesn't need to sit here to listen to what the engineer's doing, because his reports are the body of what we're doing. So I'm basically proposing that we're not gonna pay these people to keep coming and sitting through the whole meeting until we invite them here.
But,
And they don't have a right, because it's in their contract, to show up and bill us for it.
okay, under chapter 298, do we supposed to have the lawyer, the engineer, and the accountant? The accountant is never here unless she's asked to be here.
Well, I don't know if she gets paid when she's here or not, but the point is, whoever we have will only get paid when they're here because we invited them
But
here.
under chapter 298, is this allowed what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yes, it's all.
we have to have those things, but they don't have to be here for every
They don't have-
decision and the whole time.
If you could call some of the other, if you like, Mrs. Miles, some of the other water control districts around South Florida, and they don't have their attorney every meeting. They don't have, the engineers come when they call them. So, you know, you can ask
Do you want me to
around.
read the motion again?
Yeah.
Okay, so I said I move to create a verbal amendment to the existing contracts. Do you get what I mean? If there's a written one, we're gonna say right here and now, verbally, do you agree to this? And if they don't, I guess we're not working together. And that's gonna eliminate the mandatory attendance and payment for attendance of board meetings. Acceptance of this clause is a requirement for future employment by Coquina Water Control District. So all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Okay, so that passed, great. You wanna write down words out there? And do you have the, email address? We made a motion on this on Monday, where stuff goes?
No.
I know Brian has it, and he's using it. So that's where everybody's got an email to. You might want to put that in the minutes, just so.
Is this copy for them?
Yeah. Do you have any motions, Tom?
Aaron, I think Tony should look at this, or did you give him the copy of, to inactivate this road and bridges?
No, I have not yet.
You want to let him do that? Oh, you got a copy? Okay, Zach is here right now, and I'd really like to open up this website and so everybody can see that it's clean. And seeing how we have just paid for it and it all becomes official. And this will help a lot of people that have, whoever just moved here, or even me, I've been here for 30 years, understand some of this, because you'd be able to go home at night and you'd be able to pull this website up and you'd be able to see what all we're trying to do and what motions were made and what was passed, what policies we work under and what we pay everybody and where all our money goes. So it's going to be a good thing. Plus, the state passed it, it's law. So, you know, and it should have been done a long time ago, I might add, but the state never got them to do anything. Now they did. So anyway, Zach, do you want to try to get, you and Chip want to get together and kind of show people what's going on here on it? Or?
Well, this morning I've been reviewing the website and I spoke to Chip, and the website looks like it, as far as I'm concerned, it is ready to be taken over by Coquina. I don't see there's no blogs, there's no posts, I don't see anything personal. I would encourage the board to look at it between now and Wednesday. You know, the next meeting. If you wanted, I don't know if everyone had a chance to look at it. If you did, great. If not, that would take a week to do so. But to me, it looks good. It looks professional. I think that it would be a great platform for Coquina to, you know, broadcast what Coquina's doing to landowners and anybody else who wants to look.
And everybody will have access to everything that we have. I mean, everything the bookkeeper has, everything. I mean, it's there. Nobody's hiding nothing.
I don't know that we'll have, just appoint information, access to everything that the bookkeeper has. She's not interested in putting stuff on here.
She's what now?
I think,
I want all receipts on there. Matter of
Well,
fact,
the
you know, what
future
can we do
ones-
here about the checking and all that stuff too, while you're here?
Why
Can
is
we
that
ask you?
wrong? That could be taken in Timbuktu.
are you willing to put past invoices, receipts, and minutes and everything on the
I think you
website?
just have to clarify where you're going with this and what, controls and policies and procedures we have at this point.
So you haven't decided until you know all that?
I'm not understanding exactly, I mean, additional duties, you want us to post it on there, you want us to send it to your webmaster, or what exactly do you want on there? You want every document that comes across your desk in there, or?
Well, there, a lot of times.
Who's gonna be
Let's
maintaining-
have a point of information over here.
All you really have to do is fax it.
Fax it?
You fax it, and your fax machine acts as a scanner, and it goes to a special email.
Well, I understand that.
That's it. You just fax it
And it can go on this website?
once they approve it.
Which we approved it, but it still says right there, unofficial, so should
Oh,
we,
'cause you didn't approve it.
should we give it till Wednesday to go through it again? I never saw clubs on there till this morning,
Everyone through it.
never saw clubs.
We got clubs?
Oh, like, it's like 4-H stuff.
Right, but it's just something you probably wanna decide on, you probably haven't seen that, I've never seen it, I think it's great, I like it, but have you seen clubs on there, have you looked at it since clubs been added? Okay, so how about if we consider adopting it Wednesday? Everybody look at it very carefully, make notes of what you do not agree to.
Okay, but it's online now, so we can look at it, and the public can look at it?
Yes, the public can look at it, I believe.
It's online right
Well, I'm
now.
looking at it. But it says unofficially serving the Viking Estates community.
In my opinion, the cleanest way to do it would have it to just be available to board members until the board officially adopts it. But I don't see, there's less risk as far as I'm concerned. I don't see anything that is derogatory. I don't see anything that anybody that has been at these meetings had a complaint about. I don't see any of that on here anymore. So if the board wanted to leave this up until Wednesday to allow the public to look at it, maybe the public could make comments too, that's up to the board. But
Well, we're gonna need a webmaster too, so we can advertise the webmaster on there and let everybody look at it, and then,
that's the benefit of having it up. I
I
don't
think there's enough people frustrated with it, and a lot of it's been eliminated and something new added, that it would be more fair to let the public look at it, and we can post positions
How
on
do
it.
you feel about that, Mrs. Miles?
Just
till
Wednesday.
Go ahead and look at it, and we'll
Yes, I'd like to look at it, we leave this on till Wednesday, so.
leave it on just temporarily till Wednesday
Yeah,
before we adopt it. Is
yeah.
that legal to do that, people? Do we know?
It says unofficial.
Unofficial, okay.
So on Wednesday, we'll make the changes needed, I moved it on Wednesday, we make the changes, we decide on, and make the official adoption.
Okay.
Impression that the petition is
Is
going
that agreed upon?
Right,
If we want looking at it now, that's a problem.
it's like Wednesday.
Waiting right there, that's.
I made a motion, did anybody wanna second it?
I'll second it. You want a second, Ms. Miles? Go ahead,
What is that, okay, that's it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Colin, what was your motion?
It's on there.
It's open for everybody to look at until Wednesday. Anybody can therefore post comments on Wednesday. We're gonna adopt it after we make changes.
No, nobody can post comments. They can
No.
only
No,
say.
no.
Comment at the
They can
next
bring
meeting.
comments here.
Yeah.
And say, no, don't want clubs on there. Clubs are irrelevant.
Can I bring up something now?
Yes.
There's a spot here that takes requests and petitions and can post it directly to Facebook, and then on the bottom, it looks like it's coming from Coquina itself. That probably should be revised somehow.
I don't have.
I don't think there's
When I go
a
home, I'll look at it.
share
looking at it.
this
That
on
will explain
Facebook.
it.
I've never
There's
pushed
gonna be no
Facebook.
sharing.
I'm not a Facebook person, so I don't even understand the word.
I can make that go away in 5 minutes.
I'm sure you could, but that's, yeah, when you take a look at it, you'll see what I mean.
It's
If
not
somebody
even-
wants to post on Facebook, that's fine, but it looks like it's coming from Coquina.
Okay, let's take Facebook and Twitter off then.
That's good. I agree.
Good
I'm just
suggestion,
supporting
thank
the
you.
4-H clubs and the FFA around here.
That's
though.
beautiful.
That's government, that's fine. Okay, anyways,
Hang on.
can we close that and move on?
Does everybody agree to this now? We're gonna move on
We
with
just,
this?
yeah, we voted it in, we're doing that, that's
Do you have
our,
any more comments on that?
No, I think that, the website, this is,
You.
after looking at a lot of other water control district websites, this really is professional and put together. And I think that's a great foundation for this board and future boards to build on and add,
Right.
add different things to it in the future. And it's,
Is it still go
Looks
to
good.
add?
Is 298 on there for everybody to pull up, or do they have to go?
Yeah, it's on there.
Okay. So
have you
that
not
way,
really gotten to look at it yet?
I stay off of that thing. Ever since we got a letter here, I don't even want to look at it until it's officially ours and that it's cleaned up.
Okay, well, it's changed a lot,
Besides, I'm not.
every couple weeks it seems to change, but
I think
I like
that
the
would
old
be good time
telephone.
to-
Hey, Thorpe, what you doing? You know.
wouldn't that be
That's
nice?
Yeah, you know, we can't do that because we're on the board. We can't even call each other and ask how the chickens are doing. So
Okay.
anyway,
We had talked before about, we know we need to have a webmaster, and we had Chip creating all the requirements needed, and I would like to take applications. I think they could fill them out in person. We've had some people not wanting to go on the website. It's offended people, that's fine. We could take applications personally, and I think it'd be a really good idea to put it on the website too, if that's not too hard to do. Is that hard to do, Chip? Put an
Once you got a webmaster could do it.
Alright, so at this point, we're gonna have to take applications in person, but, the requirements for the position we spoke of were already posted on the website. So, if anybody feels that, they possess those requirements, I make a motion that we hire an office personnel like a manager or,
office administrator or something, or what do you?
yeah,
I thought you didn't want to spend it on money.
and they can set up, they have to do the website, they can like add in everything from these email addresses and manage it and the list of stuff's already on there. I read it, I can't commit it to all
I don't
time.
have the time to do it, and it needs to be professionally done, so I'm
We
for
had
trying
here
to.
before Kimberly, which is
Oh
good at
my
the
gosh.
company.
Okay, one of the problems with that whole situation was just that it wasn't
You never brought it in
discussed
front of the board, I didn't
to
know.
the
No,
board, and in the handbook, the board
Prior
said
to that, nobody, part-time people never go before the board. Only full-time at the
That's-
time.
Everything's changing now, it's
Well,
all out
everything's
here.
changed now, so Kimberly is
But
good
this is
at,
gonna be a part-time position anyways, 2 or
yeah,
3 hours
6
a day.
months. And they only work for 6 months, part-time here.
Alright. I
Okay,
kinda
well-
thought guaranteeing somebody 32 hours at $15 an hour was very excessive. That was one of my problems with it, and the fact that it wasn't discussed, in a board meeting. We're discussing it now,
Yeah,
we agree that we can, it could be Kimberly, I
No,
don't care.
let me explain that to you. My understanding is that our Coquina workers start at $15 an hour. I said $10 an hour. That was not accepted because the other 2 people said Coquina workers start at $15 an hour.
You
Oh,
never
that's
brought
not
that
what-
up in front of the board, can you show me where that was?
No, that
Because I
was
never heard it.
no, because part-time help from I'm here never come in front of the board. Only full-time help.
That-
And they would
Okay,
do-
well,
Yeah.
that's then, this
They
is
do.
now, I'm not paying
Well,
somebody
okay, it come before the board,
Yes, ma'am.
so I'm
32
saying,
hours a week to do paperwork at $15 an hour. I mean, maybe eventually we will find that we need somebody
That
for
was almost
17 hours a
500,
week.
$480 a week, we were out the door gone. I didn't like that at all, and you never brought it in front of the board, and that was not good. At least we're trying to do something, and it's open.
I really don't know how much time it's gonna take to do all the things that he listed on there, but that was 480. What about 375 is the figure I came up with?
To
It's
have
a temporary
office
position
personnel here.
how much,
that's
3
gonna
hours.
man the security cameras, put all this stuff online, take in the invoices.
We want this person to cover a lot of fields that, may or may not be included in any one person's agenda, period. You may have to pay a little more than just a minimum base.
Okay, at $10 an hour, 32 hours a week, that would be $220.
Okay, but I wasn't suggesting that we make them punch a clock or do it, well, we can say 8 to 11 a.m.
But how you
5
know
days
that
a week,
person
that's
is coming
3
to
hours.
work on time? They need to punch a clock.
Do you make Mark Boney punch a clock?
Mark is a contractor, outside contractor.
I'm free to contract people. I'm contracting an office manager.
Oh. Well, you need to put that in writing.
Okay, I make a motion, $375 an office manager to perform the duties. They've been listed on this website, and you can apply here at Coquina in person. Can I get a second, or you guys think that's
You
crazy?
want to second that?
I'm gonna need help with setting up some of this stuff that I already made motions on, so. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 375.
Okay, is there any stuff, anything else going on here? Surprised me.
Vendors, suppliers, and anybody wanting to get paid by us are gonna have to supply their invoice, even when you use POs, to that AP at CoquinaWaterControlDistrict.com. So I move that all purchases will be done with the purchase order system, and the invoices will be mailed to AP CoquinaWaterControlDistrict.com for payment approval. Delivery of receipts to the bookkeeper's office is forbidden. And I did that because I didn't think she wanted to put them online, so I said if she's owning those receipts, we need to start owning our own receipts. She said that's her work, and I don't know.
What do you, yes ma'am, would you please fill me in on some of this? I'm trying to take all this in.
I've come today to present a letter to the board.
Okay.
I understand, that you're now the chairman. I have one for each of the board members.
If I can see if I can get you that one. Oops, sorry, thank you.
So basically, in that letter, it states our position. As of today, we will no longer be able to provide services to you as your accountants. We'll be willing to work with you through a transition period
Okay.
so that things aren't left undone or
That's fine.
hanging.
How much stuff do we have there? We got
Boxes,
thread-
various boxes of stuff
Because
that,
there's gonna probably be an investigation soon, and it's gonna go back, you have our papers for at least 7 years, right?
I think she has minutes to the 90s.
we have,
We'll be able to have all
we
that.
have boxes of records here that we're in the process of categorizing, cataloging and labeling. Where we are now, there's, in the month of January, someone will need to do W-2s and, for your employees and 1099s. Your auditor has finished field work at our office. I spoke with him yesterday. The plan is to have a draft hopefully by the end of this month and present the audit by the February board meeting.
Right, they're supposed to start in November every year, right? But they don't
And then
do
is
it.
your, I'm sorry.
So they're back to, last year they were real late, weren't they?
All I can tell you is this is the time frame this year and what I was
Okay.
told yesterday.
Is your position that all those invoices are yours and they stay with you because you were the
No.
bookkeepers?
Well, we're the accountants. We're CPAs, we're the accountants. But no,
We can
those
put on there
records
for
belong
a
to
new
the
accountant. That's-
We have our work taken files and we have the records.
Okay,
And we don't withhold any of those records.
okay.
Now, right now, if you're saying an investigation, I'm not sure what you're talking about on what that has come up at. Y'all seem to be aware of it, but if that has come up at the
Well, it
meetings,
hasn't come up yet, but it's in
It may never happen, but I know people are
we've
in
been
the
through it
works of
before.
putting
We've
it
had
together.
the
rumor
state's
goes
attorney's
around,
office come in and go through the records years ago when we first took the account over.
It's honestly, I don't think even directed financially, it's work-wise. So it
If
may,
you do have any areas in that issue and concerns in that area, you need to contact your auditor because they have to be made aware. You have to make any representations and of any problems or concerns or issues that you have.
Yeah, we're not doing it. It's not from us. It's coming at us. I'm just hearing about it, and a lot of rumors fly around that never come to me, so maybe it'll never happen. But I'm starting to be held liable for stuff I never touched. I don't even know. And they're saying I'm going to be in trouble. So
What is all this?
This
I'm
means
It could
that
be
they don't-
rumors.
I'm
Conjecture.
getting very confused here. You know, what is all this stuff?
It says, we regret to inform you that the board that Wicks, Brown and Williams and Company no longer will be able to serve your account,
as your
or as
accountant.
your accountant. So, I say we need to, how long will this transition take?
Well, we have to figure out who's going to take it.
Well, exactly, but we have, when is your cutoff date, ma'am? Like on the 31st of a month or something?
Well, we're not going to leave you hanging with anything. We have a responsibility to help make sure that you meet deadlines and that your
Okay.
employees are paid and various things like that. So we will act professionally in that accord. Like I said, the auditor is going to be here the middle of February.
Okay.
So I have committed to them to work with them to get that, help them get the audit finalized. But, you know, as far as I'm concerned, the sooner the better. It's
Would
my
you-
understanding that you all were in the process of buying your own computer and doing a lot of this stuff internally, so I feel like that you already made motion to get this in place, and so we might as well move forward.
Would you be able to carry on until March 1st till we get somebody? And that way get through the
Audit?
The audit and stuff?
I can consider that as long as I know who's responsible for what and who's doing what.
Okay, well, we'll get with you on it, because a lot of stuff has to go online now, so.
And that's not our hold. We've been contemplating this decision for several months now. So it has nothing really to do with just online, the website. Obviously, none of us were pleased with that. It's my understanding that it's been cleaned up and it is professional now. But this is something that our firm has been considering for a long time. I've had the account for a long time. It is good revenue to my firm. I have enjoyed coming out here and working with Coquina, but we just felt that it's in our best interest to walk away. So we will work with you as best we can, as long as I understand who's responsible for what. Once I see that things are out of control, and then that way, at that point in time, I will immediately step away. But we do have those records in the office. The staff, it's in pretty good shape. It's in banker's boxes. Pretty much by year, I think Carmen has gone through a lot of that stuff when she was in there. Staff's in the process of, like I said, listing out what is in each box. So we'll just have to be told who we're authorized to turn these records over to, and at what point in time.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you very
Thank
much. I'm sorry,
Before she leaves, this is why you need attorney sitting up there. Because she can't turn those records gotta be taken. Those are official state documents, not.
oh yeah, they're gonna go,
Not one piece of paper out of those boxes can be destroyed, altered, or anything. And what you gonna do, just give them to you, and
Heck no.
no, we're gonna have another.
No one person should really be.
where are you gonna store those records?
We'll let you know when we figure that out.
Good.
We got 2 months to figure it out. Not a problem. We'll
I think
find
we should try to
somebody.
solve it before then.
Oh,
because
we will.
it's-
Well, this is news to me, so it's,
Wait for the fire.
I hope it doesn't get like some of the records got.
Excuse me.
But anyway, I hope to get all the records from you, and if you can do this, you can't carry on for us till,
Well, we were planning on going the 22nd electronic anyways, so the main thing, we were gonna just take all those records to an accountant like annually. And now we'll
Okay.
just have to get a different person. So if we stay on track with going electronic, it's not a huge change. We need to just find who our accountant's gonna be and who will
Right.
store all that
When
When you
stuff.
say electronically, I get confused. I mean, I understand what electronic means, but are you so that I know in the interim here, what policies and procedures in the past you know, we have the board member looking over the invoices, we have 2 check signers. Even though you go electronically, you still need to have these controls in place. You can't just go out there and,
Right,
as
you
you
need
said,
2
Seacoast,
people.
you could just push the button and pay a bill. So that's my, you know, as long, I will continue through this transition, as long as we continue with the policies and procedures that we have in place now.
That's
During the
great.
day
I
that
hate
you
to
asked
see
us
you go.
to
I
go.
don't know what, this is news to me. All we're trying to do is get on the website and try to get, not go to town and sign checks, and have employees go into town and everything else once a week. It's done. It's modern times.
So that's what I can offer, is we'll shoot for March 1st before that, and we will
Okay.
continue
That
to
sounds
track business
good.
as we can, as long as.
We don't have a choice,
policies are in
that's
place.
what we're told, so
Okay.
March 1st is
Okay.
max.
No, I mean, I'll gladly tomorrow, if you're willing, I'm just doing that to assist you all.
Brother, you've got
Transition.
everything. We have to find another accountant and a place to store all the records. So I would say that's gonna take 60 days to do that, I would imagine. And we have to get all this stuff online. And we got a lot to do, and we'll do it. But if you could just, keep us
One more
till,
reason we need an office manager quick.
if you could just, take care of business for us, please, until March 1st. Is your cutoff like on the 29th, or I mean like the 30th and 31st of the end of every month? Is that when you're, as far as,
Well, your county's always cut off the last day of the month.
okay, all right. So
Whatever
if
the
you
last
could
day of the
go
month
till, February, well, that's 28 days in February, right?
Yeah.
We'll just stick with,
Whoever's gonna take it over, we'll get them on it, we'll just start interviewing. It's another thing we can put on the website on Wednesday when we make it official.
okay. Well, thank you,
Thank you.
Pam, I appreciate it. Just feel that they could go ahead and do to keep that, we got that, audit to do every year.
Well, that audit's on past records, and she has to prove her past records are true and accurate. So I think even if it was 6 months later, she still has to go back, that's,
Point is we got a little, well, it's not a little operation, we only have 4 employees. Why do we have to go to town to sign these checks and send a
right.
foreman into town, takes them a half a day?
Can I get back to my,
Go right ahead.
Motion?
I just-
that's what I was
just-
trying to
just
stop,
forward
so
on.
if you remember, I said I moved that all purchases will be done with a purchase order system.
Well, before you go any further, let me say this.
Okay,
All that crap that went on the website, get everybody up there. And that's all I have to say, because it was mentioned about accountants, lawyers, and all these shit. You know, that's
I
what
never
get
said no
everybody,
about that.
that's what get
I
everybody
don't know.
upset, because I sit there. So, you know, people have backbones, they will
I
be
can't see
upset.
this piece of paper.
I'm not responsible for people's
I-
feelings, I'm
I
responsible for
brought-
people's money.
I brought in every financial thing that I used to collect, because I used to track the money too. Not only you guys. I used to want to know why is so much money being spent, blah, 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 blah. And I gave it to Tom. There was nothing there, because there's an auditor that comes in. I don't see where there's any fraudulent thing going on. You know, I didn't see that.
But Dorothy,
But you
It's
just
not-
mentioned it, you know, about
let me tell you something.
checking over and whatever.
It is not fair for you to know that information and you alone. People ask me, now I'm the treasurer, I'm liable. It's got to be public information. That's all there is to it. So back to, I move that all purchases will be done with a purchase order system and the invoices will be mailed to ap@cokinawcd.com for payment approval. Delivery of receipts to the bookkeeper's office is forbidden. We're gonna start doing this electronic thing, let's keep them ourselves.
We gotta have an office manager or somebody to do this for us.
I ask you one question on that.
True.
When you say in your last statement that you said the delivery of receipts is forbidden. Sometimes there may be an occasion where someone has like an approved purchase order that they're acting upon and they want to deliver it. If you say the delivery is forbidden, then they'll have to mail it. They may be right here already doing the job and be able to give you your provided paperwork that you need. They should be allowed to deliver those documents to you as well as U.S. mail. You shouldn't say forbidden,
Okay,
and maybe not, it is discouraged or something to that nature.
Well, I think what she's trying to say is not to take it to the accountant's office, because we gotta pay the accountant for that.
Well, I understand.
Drop it
Not
off,
only
drop it
that-
off here.
but then we have to have somebody here to receive it, and if there's nobody here to receive it,
Most of the time, there's not that many people right here, I understand that.
and so
But they
usually,
may be
Not from
right
the
here.
mailbox.
They could possibly be right here and be able to deliver it like that, and if you say that it's forbidden, then whoever may be here will have to say, well, I can't take it even though
Right.
you're in that capacity. So,
right,
so I wouldn't say it's forbidden. You should leave it open. If it's an active PO that they're acting on and they're giving you a document to
Please send
show
it
that
to
they
AP.
did what they did or whatever,
Right.
you should be able to take it here if someone's here to take it.
okay, but I don't agree, and I wanna keep my motion the way it is. Do I have a second?
Run this by me one more time.
Somebody comes in and says, here,
I'm trying to
Office
pay attention
cleaner,
to this
take
gentleman.
this
He
receipt.
sounds reasonable on things now, and what, somebody's gonna, alright, tomorrow morning, where nothing's going to the,
listen, if
town
we,
or what?
right, we can't send it to her anymore, she doesn't want it, but we're
As
doing
long as
this
you agree
by,
to take care of things until
March.
March.
Yeah.
Did we just say that?
Yes.
Okay, this is long.
She will,
Okay, I
she
got
will
it.
go through the transit. That's
Right.
what she
In the
said.
meantime,
on the
we can start.
22nd, we're taking over everything electronically.
Go ahead.
Right, that,
But we're not talking about the electronic. She will still guide you.
she will still give us the stuff
Yeah,
that's
got
there
it.
and put it online, right? Chip, you can get it from her or whoever's gonna put this thing on.
All they have to do is
online.
fax it. They don't even have to send it in the mail.
Yeah, we just went through that, okay.
Yeah, all they have
They
to do
can
is fax it.
Fax it or email it, either
Right.
way, it
Right.
goes to,
Okay.
Either way, it goes to the
This
same
address.
place, right?
I know when I worked at big companies, you've got a whole bunch of people standing inside of the door, and they try to get just anybody to take this paperwork. I'm like, I don't even know what to do with it. That's not my department. I'm not accounts payable.
From my experience here, you have Mark right there. Mark will finish his job and he brings in
Hey,
his
Mark,
bill.
I never see you over there, Bill.
You know, he'll bring in his bill. Maybe one bill.
Where is
For
your,
2
where is your
weeks,
office
that's how
manager
he
going
does
to be
it.
stationed at?
I
Here
did
or
ask the
uptown?
question
Here,
why we can't
there's
pay
no reason
every
to go
30
in town.
days. And
That's what we're going.
my
You
answer
have
to
a
that is
mailbox
that
on the door.
nobody
Yeah,
can wait
yeah.
30 days for their money.
You could have a mailbox
Zach
on the
wanted
door
to
to
say
receive
something.
mail.
Yes, sir, I plan on doing that. I'm gonna call it-
Zach wants to say something.
Zach, go ahead,
Thanks,
please.
Coach.
Sure you-
I just have a comment about I understand about dropping it off and trying to, then I thought, what if there was a lockbox that only certain people had keys to in the door? You could drop invoices and things in there, so only certain people could access it.
Good idea.
However, one step beyond that is, it's nice to have a track of things. And if something is mailed,
Handed.
is emailed, ideally,
It's
there's
traceable.
a record. And if everything comes through and it's searchable, I'm not saying it's mandatory, it's not required, I'm just saying for my business, I like to have things electronically, an electronic track, because you can see when it came through and who or when it was opened, and it's there, and you can go back and with the push of a button, you can see when it was delivered, you can go, bookkeeping software, or when it was paid. There's a record.
I can add to that, you can make a procedure that the office manager takes anything in the box and emails it in as if the person was emailing it.
It's an
like
added
first thing.
duty. It's an added
Added
duty
duty
more
is
time.
scan it,
Well,
takes
If there's 15 of them, go ahead.
Everyone has access to a fax. Even the Mexicans that cut grass.
Most
Yeah,
people,
sure.
most
You
people
go-
do, but not
You
everybody.
go to anywhere, you can fax
Now
it
they're
in.
going
And the
into
moment they
town
fax it in, it has all those electronic tracing of when it came in, what day, all that good stuff.
If I could keep going, back to the lockbox idea, if there's a subcontractor that does not have the ability to fax or to email or who doesn't want it, I think for Cookina's purposes right now, I don't think it would be too much of an extra responsibility
Just make a copy.
to accept it and scan it.
Yeah.
For now, if you want to change in the future, fine, but to keep things moving,
Right.
I think that having a box where it can be dropped,
So I mean, Mark, I mean, just hand it written like you do.
I don't see nothing wrong with it the way it is now. Honestly.
Because when you hand in a bill, the next thing is done is that a PO is written up
Right,
with the bill. It is sent on to the accountant,
right.
and that's how you get paid.
In a lot of companies, a PO was never issued until the money spent is first okayed. So if you're gonna go do this work, you first have to call up and get a PO number. That way, the people governing the money, which would be us, know that, wow, these people wanna borrow, or they want us to pay something that costs $38,000. Are we willing to do that? Yes, let's issue a PO for $38,000 to them.
What kind of PO are you talking about? I'm talking about
A purchase
a
order.
bill. Is a book. You can tear off invoice,
Oh, okay,
each
receipt.
invoice you tear off.
Requisition and purchase order.
Yeah, purchase order. It's very simple. So Danny has those here that he writes. Mark handing the bill and he writes because they are constantly.
It's the wrong order though.
They
You're
are,
supposed to
they
be
are
calling in and getting a purchase order approval. And then,
30 seconds time to take care of here. It's really not, you know, what do we got, 4 employees and a couple, 2 or 3 contractors?
We're not talking that many people that you're having to deal with on requisitions and POs.
Yeah, but whatever. I'm feeling.
You're just gonna have to
I
turn it.
wasn't ready for that one, but that's okay with me.